watchers and listeners to Sport Talk with Dwat. I'm Dwat, and I got Casper on the show. If you would please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. With that being said, let's get this show on the road.
All right. Welcome in to episode 38 of Sport Talk with Dwat. I'm Dwat, and I am joined by Casper. What is going on, Casper?
What up, big dog? It's another Thursday. Just out here grinding away, making that money.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice Thursday evening here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we got some big show planned. We'll talk about some college basketball. We got all kind of good news here lined up for y'all. And with that being said, we will just jump on into some of the weekend talk first. We're going to go over the kind and I'll let you share kind of where you went, Casper. But first, for me, I went to Crossville, saw my in-laws, ate some good food, did some walking, some hiking. Got back in town Sunday or so, watched some racing, and that about wrapped up my weekend.
That sounds like a good one. Yeah, I mean, we're going to see some family this upcoming weekend, so that'll be fun. Yeah, my weekend. All right, so I didn't do a whole lot on. Let me tell you about a story though. This is a good one. On Saturday night, we went to Top Golf with the wife's work. Okay, so there's a couple things everybody needs to understand here. I have never touched a golf club in my life, other than a putt, putter or whatever you want to call it, the mini golf, the goonie golf, whatever you want to call it. So we went Top Golf and I sucked. First of all, I did miss the ball twice in 2 hours. I missed the ball full out on the swing, but by the end of it, I was like, bruh, if I started playing golf right now, I think I'd be addicted. And I don't know. I think maybe golf's a good sport. I know I kind of talk crap on here. You got some people that like golf, and I'm kind of like, I mean, why are people asking about golf? It's stupid, but I mean, it seems like maybe it'd be a good time. I don't know. I feel like if me and you really, if we live closer and we could go on like a Tuesday afternoon, it might be a problem. Because I feel like you could get into it too. Like it seems really addicting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I got some old clothes from Dad, and Top Golf is pretty. It's a lot of fun to go to, and I've been twice here in Chattanooga or so, and I like some of the different games you can play on there. Kind of,
Yeah.
hit them far, or all kind of different games you can play, and then you get your food and your drink, and next thing you know, you might be there for a couple of hours. But it's
Yeah.
just kind of fun, to kind of watch other people and see, are they out there having fun or trying to take it serious. I just try to go and have a good time. I try not to
Yeah.
get out there and get too in the middle of competition side. I
Yeah.
just like to go out there, sling them, and just have some fun.
Well, just for the record, and you can ask your golf people out here. I'm curious. So if I want to get into golf, somebody told me today that what I need to do is go buy an iron set and go to the driving range for like 4 or 5 weeks in a row and just do that and see if I can figure out how to swing it or whatever. So let me know if that's accurate or if that's not, and maybe I'll do it. I don't know. There's a golf course like a mile and a half from my house with the driving range. I think it's the Knoxville City Golf Course. It's pretty close. So I don't know if that means it's cheap or not, but I don't know. So maybe I might look into it. I will get back to you, let you know.
Yeah, let me know. I feel like it takes a lot of practice. You got to go to the golfing range, hit off the ground, hit off the tee, get some clubs, like you said, and just it probably takes a lot of patience. And I've been a few times just hit the ball at Knox. I've got one, just down the road, and I'll go to the range down there and I'll hit them. But
Yeah.
you just got to get your bucket of balls and hit them, and just not like for me, if I go and I start hitting the ground too much or missing the balls or whatnot, then I'll probably get a
Yeah.
little aggravated. So
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I know that I've never been angry before in my life, never had a temper problem. So I'm sure that'll go well for me if I do it. But like I said, I'm actively considering looking into it. I will let you know.
yeah, I like to kind of hear how all that goes for you, all things you got to get and all that good stuff. It should be a kind of just a fun hobby, which we got all kind of other hobbies that we have with the racing, going to races
Yeah.
and going to different sporting events. So it's just a
Yeah.
hobby you got just to find time to do.
Yep. Hopefully I got some time, if they quit turning left.
Oh man. All right. Well, I guess that will just jump us right on into some news of the week. South Alabama versus Coastal. This was a women's basketball game, Casper, and it was not a good look. It was pretty ugly. A fight. They started fighting. This started swinging, and I felt like the first one was a connect to the jaw neck area.
Absolute
And
jaw smasher.
once these fights start, then it just gets kind of chaotic. Those next couple of 5 to 10 seconds are just kind of wild. You got one girl just putting her hands up in the air, and you get the benches start clearing. It just starts getting a little wild. Then the ref gets, I guess, hit at some point in the head and just
Yeah.
falls down, like collapses on the ground, and it's just complete chaos. And Casper, what is your take on some of this? It's just not a good look, and what can we do to fix it?
I mean, it's not a good look, obviously. Nobody was going to pay attention to this tournament at all, though, just for the record. I didn't even realize that South Alabama was in the Sun Belt. I just assumed they would be lower level than that. I didn't even know they were that type of division. But anyways, so they're playing Coastal down there in their conference tournament, and I think it was in Pensacola, maybe. And yeah, I mean, so it was crazy what started those. So did you watch? Like, if you watch the very beginning of that video, like she whispered something in her ear, like, "Oh, you suck at this game," and then she gave her like a little bump, and then that girl just turned around and I mean decked her one shot, like you said, right to the face, connection, baby. A for effort on the fist throw, just for the record. But yeah, then it really got out of control. You had a bunch of people out there, like I said, the ref got knocked out, and these women, man, they're you don't piss them off. They're worse than men, I think. So, definitely interesting. You had 8 ejections. So whoever won this game had to play today without half their team in this tournament. So I've got to go look to see what the outcome of that was. Maybe I'll look that up here while we're talking and get back to you. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's crazy, and yeah, it's definitely not not what you want, but it's also an entertaining start to the college basketball conference tournament weekends coming up. You got all the big women's this weekend, big men's next weekend. So
Yeah, those girls, I mean, they're mean, and some of them can be, and it always kind of starts, I think, with some kind of little comment, and somebody's got to start saying something.
yeah.
And like you said there, she had a little something that she wanted to tell her, and she didn't care for the comment, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to take care of it this way."
I guess so to like the seriousness in the question is, so obviously you're ejected, you can't play the next game.
Yeah.
I feel like if you punch somebody like that, and then if particularly if you punch a ref, like I want to see like dang near a whole season suspension on that. I don't know what women's basketball's playing. I'm thinking somewhere around 30 games. I'm thinking that's got to be like 15 to 20 game suspension, right? Minimum. And like I said, I'm honestly okay with it being a whole year if you hit the referee in particular. But yeah, I mean, definitely not what we wanted. So, and South Alabama did get the win. I'm looking this up right
Okay.
now as we're just give me a second. We'll click through and see what their next game is. So then they played again and they did win, today against Texas State, and they have Marshall is their next game, tomorrow at 12:30. So be sure, to spend your Friday afternoon on that one. I guess see what happens. And hey, maybe they're just going to win the tournament, and maybe that was the fire they needed to get going because it looks like their Sun Belt record was 5-13, and maybe they're going to win the conference championship. So that'd be pretty cool, I guess.
Maybe
All
that's what they needed.
things considered. I mean, right?
Yeah, I mean they're not very good, and they're gonna something got something like that happened, and now they may win it, and that'd be kind of a unique look if all that
Yeah,
happened, and now they go out there and win it. So that'd be kind of cool as
yeah,
a fan to see that, I guess.
yeah. I'm pulling up their bracket right now just to be sure. Let's see. So they have. Oh my gosh, these websites are so bad for some of these conferences, dude. Even the ACC and the SEC are not great. So they have Marshall versus. So they play. So there's so many teams in this conference. They've won 4 games. They still have to win 3 more to get to the championship. The championship is on Monday, so they got a lot more to play. But I think it'd be really cool to see them, make it happen. If you ask me.
That will lead us into the next basketball a tournament. A Big 12 conference is having a LED basketball court. I'll kind of go first, then I'll toss it to you, Casper. I don't like it. I think it's way too much going on. Is it getting played during the game, or is it all going to be simple during the game, or is it going to be changing lights during the game? Do you know?
I'm not really sure. I saw they unveiled it ahead of the women's tournament. I'm just so what are they doing? Like it's a glass floor. So I would be really curious what the ball's like on that as far as the play goes. It'd be I hope this happens. Just be honest with y'all because I'm Team Chaos. I honestly hope somebody breaks said glass because I think that'd be hilarious. But yeah, I don't know. My also understanding is they can like project the court so they can kind of change it. Is that what you picked up out of this
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Like I saw a video, but there's so much AI crap on Facebook
Uh,
now. I saw a video of it and I couldn't tell if that was real or not. But I think they can kind of like change it almost to make it like different home teams, different sponsors, different colors, everything. Almost like you go on Canva, make your design. Okay, there's your basketball floor, right? Is that accurate?
That's what I saw. That's
Okay.
exactly what I saw, and they were changing all these logos around, and it was getting
Yeah.
flashy. And I saw some people that liked it and some people that didn't like it. I guess I'm team don't like it. I like the traditional courts. I didn't know it was glass, so that's also pretty unique. I guess somebody's making a bunch of money and they're going to spend it on this, and that's kind of where some money's going. It looks like.
Yeah. I mean, this says for the tournament they can change the teams represented, flash advertisement, and player intros. So they're gonna have advertisements on the floor that's gonna change now. It's very futuristic. It reminds me of something out of Star Wars. Like maybe this is what we're headed to, but I don't. I'm with you. I personally am giving it the poo poo thumbs down. One thing that is interesting, I was talking to my dad about it last night, actually, randomly. I was telling him about it, and he's like, "Are they going to change it if they had this at the tournament locations, like the Final Four or whatever? Would they change like the floor for the higher seed to be the home team? And like, would there be any advantage from that if you broadcast their home floor?" And I haven't played basketball in 20 years or whatever, but uh, like with how the logos work now, particularly, those big ones like we talk about Georgia or whatever, sometimes you just might feel better, know more where you're at in space on your own floor at home versus, these travel floors. I remember, you know where you're at in your own gym. I know
Oh
that's a
yeah.
little different because there's no walls and like your reference points are a little different, but I don't know. I thought maybe it'd be interesting. It'd be kind of cool to see if maybe they could do that. I don't really like. Obviously they're going to sell the advertising, and that's what I don't like. So, it is what it is. Maybe we can get Happy Birthday Dwat in there next year at a
There we go.
basketball game. Maybe
Yeah.
we can pull that off.
Oh yeah, there's no telling what's going to happen now with this. Man, each year we're going to see it get a little more with that with advertising,
Yeah.
and I don't know what to expect in the next couple of years. It's just they're gonna. It's just no telling, and it's there's gonna be somebody making some
Well,
money, and they're gonna put out the product. That's just how it is
like
these days, I guess.
if they can put that on the floor. So we talked about this a little bit last week. I think I made my complaint about courtside seats in
Yeah.
college. So like if you look at TBA, I'm sorry, the Food City Center, as we're supposed to call it now. It's the dumbest thing ever, but like if you look at it, they've pulled some of those ad banners out that like used to roll through them. Now they're digital. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that like we used to be on the front row. You can see them from TV. Well, if you have the ads in the floor scrolling, yeah, they get to sell that as seats. So you better watch it. It's probably coming everywhere. So just be ready.
Yep, the change is here, and that's just how it's probably going to go. Kyler Murray is being released from the Cardinals. He was the first pick overall a couple of, and in the past. So now he is being released. He's a dual threat quarterback. He can run, he can pass. He played baseball back in college and high school days, I believe. So he chose football as his go-to sport. Looking back, I wonder if he wished he would have made the switch to baseball years back, but somebody will pick him up. I don't know. These quarterbacks these days, you see a lot of them more of a pass heavy. It's hard to run a lot in the NFL, get hurt. I think he's got the talent. He's on the wrong team, which we've seen other quarterbacks that get traded. They get on the correct team, they can look a lot better. Seahawks, for example, they got their guy, and they won Super Bowl. So you just got to be able to be on the right team and the right franchise and all that good stuff. So I'd be curious where he lands. You just got to find a team that needs a quarterback, and we want to kind of take a chance on them. So, Casper, we're just kind of to see how that one goes.
I mean, so there's a couple things. I'm glad you brought this up
Okay.
because it's brought up another topic I want to talk about. Somebody's been running their little mouth up there at the NFL Combine. But this is the only quarterback in the NFL that's, almost as short as Diego Pavia, basically, at the end of the day. 5'10 is not going to cut it in the NFL. I'm sorry. He also, like I said, he didn't have a great team, but He also wasn't able to elevate the team. So it doesn't surprise me. As far as the baseball thing, this is something that gets talked about a lot with guys. I even remember back to Russell Wilson. He was a great second base at NC State, ended up going to Wisconsin. It's kind of mad because he couldn't play baseball at Wisconsin. Like that was part of the deal when he went there. He couldn't play baseball. But if I'm not mistaken, I kind of remember reading something about that. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I remember reading that. But anyways, like in baseball, it is so hard to make it to get that big contract in baseball versus football. Honestly, in football, you get drafted, like you get the contract. Baseball, yeah, your rookie contract's okay, but I mean, it's not necessarily what Kyler Murray's getting. What's he getting? 35 million next year, probably
Yeah.
guaranteed.
A
So
36.8 million guarantee for 2026.
yeah.
So,
So,
whew.
being a number one draft, like you can't turn that down. I think, just because there's so many more guys in baseball, baseball is harder to maintain every single day and look good every single day and improve to the point where you get the big baseball contract, in my opinion. So I think he did the right thing doing the football. But I'd be curious to see maybe if the football doesn't work out, somebody will probably pick him up more than likely. But this is maybe an opportunity for somebody to go back at the end of their rookie contract and try baseball if he wanted to. Because I mean, the dude, he's athletic as crap.
Mm,
Like it's just, I really think it's the height. Like you said, just not been on a good team. So we'll see what happens. Maybe the Titans will pick him up. That's the kind of decisions they like to make.
yeah, they pick him up. He could be the backup, and then
Yeah.
something happens to Cam Moore or something like that. So, um, which this will lead us right into the next college football topic here for all my college football watchers out there. Tennessee football Coach Heupel wants a 24-team college football playoff format. Everybody got their own opinions. I've got my, I'm sure you got yours, Casper. I kind of like where it is now, and there'll be a day that it is 24. But here's my hot take for this, Casper. I think he wants it because he knows if he ain't in the playoffs, he's probably going to get canned. So there's a good chance they could be in the top 24 there to be in the playoffs. So my first thought when I saw this yesterday was it's kind of like it'll kind of help him keep his job because he'll say, well, I was in the playoffs, so I did my job, I guess. That's my take on that, Casper.
Well, I mean, I think that's an intelligent point. I don't think you're wrong. Let's see, Heupel. Let's see, we hired him in 21, so we're on year what? I guess this is year six starting. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So first of all, let me say this. I also believe in the 24 team system. I believe in getting rid of conference championships. I think they're wasted games. In fact, I think they're confusing and I think they hurt teams. The ones that win them, the ones that lose them, everybody around them. I think it's stupid. It's unfortunate. I don't like that, but I would actually rather kind of see the one mega conference, split it up, play divisions more like the NFL system, like take the top how many ever teams or whatever. But that's a whole nother thing. But anyways, I would prefer to see the 24 team playoff and get rid of conference championship games because I think they're pointless at this point. So I'm with him on that. As far as the Heupel thing goes, so you're probably correct. It would save probably a lot of coaches because it would make it easier. So to my Tennessee faithful out there though that think if we don't make the playoffs that we need to fire Josh Heupel, I would just like y'all to think about the coaches that you've had. How many wins were you getting? Were you getting 10? Were you getting 9? I don't think so. So you're playing in the toughest conference in the country. And like we talked about in here back during the football season, it's just such a low percentage of teams make it in the playoffs at 12. And that's really the reason that I want them to expand it. It's a very small number of teams that make it in there percentage wise out of the league. So I would like to see him expand it. And yeah, you're probably right, though. It would probably help him keep a job if he could just make it every year. Unfortunately, we're on that line, man. Like it sucks. And you're a Georgia Tech fan. You're kind of also on that line in the ACC. Like y'all are not going to be a power ACC team yet. Anyways, I haven't seen it, so I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
like not yet. Could be, but you're always going to be behind Miami and Clemson, right? And we're always going to be behind Alabama and LSU and Georgia. Like it's hard to compete with that. And when they get that many teams in, there's only 12 spots available. I do think that Tennessee would have beat, SMU and what was that other scrub that made it in that shouldn't have? I don't even remember who it was now. Those two conference champions, like
Oh,
we could have beat them. So I'd like to see a 24 team system as well. That's my opinion.
yeah, that's good. That's a good thought to have on that. College football is also a patch is coming to these teams jerseys starting, I think, this year. So different sponsors are
Yeah,
being able to sponsor on their shirt. Arkansas is getting, I think, was it a Tyson on
I'm
their
sure. Yeah,
jersey. So
Tyson's
it's
gonna
something
flop one.
different, and it's just another chance to get the product out there for people to buy their product. So it's all right. I guess it's for me. It's just kind of mid. It's something new, and it's not for everybody.
It just shows the transition from college to professional sports as it is, you know?
Yep, that's yep. That's a good way to look at it right there. Any more news of the week you got, Casper?
I hope Diego Pavia doesn't get drafted. I hate him. He's out there running his mouth, said he had the best arm out of anybody at the entire combine, said that they measured him incorrectly at 5'9". I can't wait for him to go away and never have to hear about him again. My prediction is UFL, here he comes.
I watched some of that combine up in Crossville this past weekend, and they were very technical. They were to the point. They were very watching people closely. So I can't
Yeah.
get behind the
Measured
mismeasuring
him
it.
incorrectly, D Watt. That's what he said in his press conference. So anybody that drafts him is an idiot. I just want to
Yeah,
point that out.
yeah, they're gonna have to deal with a lot of baggage when they get
Correct.
that guy.
A lot.
So
Drunk brothers and mothers.
yes, he's gonna bring it all with him.
Yep.
All right, here we go. The big hot topic, college basketball, Saturday night, 6 o'clock ESPN, 17 Alabama at 22 Tennessee. It was an orange out. I felt like the fans did a great job wearing orange. My niece and nephew and sister and brother-in-law, they were there. So I'm sure they had a good time up till the final seconds. I have not talked to them, but I'd be curious kind of what it felt like leaving that arena
Uh,
after that game. So I'll have to kind of do a little digging and talk to them this weekend about that. But first half, Casper was all Tennessee. They were up 40 to 28, I believe, something like that. And then just you play so good in the first half, which they had a key injury, and when you lose some of these guys, you got to the guys on the bench have to be able to step up. That was a pretty nasty leg injury. It looked like it got bent the wrong way. I was watching this live, and when I saw that, he tried to get back out on the court there in the second half, and it just didn't. It wasn't. It just wasn't going well for him. So
yeah.
you got to be able to find these guys to get on the court and perform.
Yeah, I mean, it was. So here's the thing. First of all, let me just go and say I made my money.
Mm.
I hit that. I hit about 100 on that bet. I was like, I had a 5 leg parlay put in for college basketball, and Alabama plus 6.5 was the last leg of it. And I was sitting there at Top Golf, like, as soon as this thing offers me a cash out of $100, I'm cashing it, and I did. Um, and then they ended up winning. And I could have just taken all the money, but so I lost $20. But so they didn't have this game on at Top Golf for some reason. They had like the sound, but nothing on the screen. Well, they turned it on for like the last 30 seconds, and I was like, why would you turn that on and make me watch that? My goodness. Um, it's a shame. I've said it before. They just got some suck in them.
Go ahead and say it. Oh
They
yeah, I
just
love
got suck in them. I don't
it.
know. They don't got that dog in them. They don't got that dog in them. They got some cats. They ain't got no dogs. You know what I'm saying? Coastal Carolina reference number 3 of the episode. But I mean, I don't know. Amen. Yeah, there's some injuries. You can't lead a whole game and give one away like that, man. And they've done this. This ain't the first time either. It ain't the first time.
We've seen it. We've seen it before, and we saw it again. And just as a fan, I just don't like it, and it makes you wonder: is if this how it's going to be against big teams? We can beat the small teams, but when it comes time to these games that are important, you got the lead. You got to beat Alabama. They're been playing okay. They've kind of had their high points. Now they're getting kind of low, and you got the crowd into it. You got everybody out there, and when I was watching this game, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was just watching this. And I'm like, here we go. They're starting to make this comeback. And the second half was all Alabama. They were confident. And, they were hitting their shots. And once they got it kind of where they wanted it, then you just knew it. Like it's not going to end well. And once they got it close there towards the end,
Yeah, I
Tennessee
mean,
they just suck sometimes, and that's kind of how it went.
so I guess like my thing on that whole situation is, and this is the ugly question, and I know I'm usually the one on here defending coaches, okay? But this happens with Rick Barnes a lot, does it not? Like it when it comes to the end of these games and you lose like this in the last 5 minutes of a game, to me that's a coaching thing. That's not having the attitude right. And you go up against another good team, and maybe their coach is better in that last 5 minutes at getting their team fired up. I watched Carolina play Clemson, which I know we're going to talk about. Hubert Davis had them boys lit up. They hit one shot. He was excited. He was out there. He had them going, and they played, and they ended up getting their win, which we'll talk about. But like Rick Barnes, I don't know, man. I'm just not sure. I don't know if he's too old. I don't know. I just don't know. We've reached the Rick Barnes ceiling. I'm just gonna say it. We've hit the ceiling. If we want to stay here, we can. If not, it's whatever. Same thing like I said with Heupel. Like we're gonna be relevant. I just don't know that we're gonna get past where we're at right now. So it's what it is.
Yeah, so that 71-69 Alabama got the win Saturday night, and just all I got on that is we just got to get better, and we got to figure out the problem. And I think we know the problem, but we just got to see where his contract is. And I don't want him to stay too long, and then we have this problem, but it happened in a worse way throughout the year, and we start dropping games left and right. And then it's like, okay, we should have made the change in the past. Now he's been here too long. And that's what and that's for any sport, a
Yeah,
coach in any whether it's a driver, whether it's a coach. It doesn't
yeah,
matter when they've been too long. It's you just retire and be done.
yeah. Well, and the tough part is, the Ament injury obviously hurts, and like, that's gonna make it tough this weekend. But we've talked about this on here for them before. Well, I'm pretty sure that we said going in the first, Vandy game, like we needed to go what 5-1 or 4-1 or whatever it
Mhm.
was. Basically, we said we could lose 1 out of 5. I think is what we had determined. Well, now we've lost
Mhm.
two. You're down your one of your best players, and Vandy's coming to town pissed off. Like
Yeah.
I I'm not feeling good about Saturday either. I don't know if we're talking about that on here, but like that's
Yeah.
it's tough. And this right here, I hate to say this, but this to me is Rick Barnes playing for his job. I'm sorry, but that's kind of how I feel. I know that you can fall back on the injury and all that, but you know you gotta get these wins when it matters. I don't know, and I just haven't seen them do that enough. I guess.
Yeah, that's sums it up. So we just got to be able to bounce back, and we did. So we went to South Carolina, and we got the win in that one. So that was a Tuesday night, 6 p.m. So to bounce back there, to see the
Yeah.
team play much better, and not to get it, it's a soft, easy game.
That's worse than playing Georgia Tech.
Yeah, like they're probably the bottom of the barrel, just like Georgia Tech is in our
Yeah, they
conference.
are
So
dead last in the conference. So
okay, so you just take
yeah,
care of the easy teams, and that's exactly what we did. And it doesn't make me feel any better about Tennessee basketball. Honestly,
yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
okay, now let's play Vanderbilt, and I think it'll go better. Hopefully, like we've already
yeah.
beat them once, now we gotta
It's
beat them again.
it's a game you got to play it. I think we both probably gonna make picks on this game later, but I
Yeah,
mean, it's one of those things like I don't know. I did want to point out one thing about Alabama before we run by.
yeah,
Alabama gets Mister I'm not legal. He goes away. I don't. Lost once since he's been off the
yeah.
team. I think so. Here they come running to the tournament, which they shouldn't be eligible for. Don't forget that. Just remember that as they make their run. Okay.
All right. Florida State at Georgia Tech. Kind of like you just said, Georgia Tech's trash. I wish I had something positive to say. We got halftime was 41-36, Florida State. The final was 80-71. Florida State gets the win. We're not going to the conference championship week over there in Charlotte. Georgia Tech's not. We didn't win enough games. We don't deserve it anyway. And that's the first sign of you can't make it to Charlotte, then you got to get a new coach. That's my take on that. That should be a
Yeah.
baseline for any team, really,
Yeah.
in my thought.
I mean, so last win came against NC State. I hope
Yeah.
I'm going to be pulling for y'all so hard on Saturday to get the win at Clemson. It probably won't happen, but I'm gonna pull for it anyways. I guess well, like I said, if I mean, y'all hadn't won a conference game in 2 months, so it is what it is. So here's what I want to know though, and this is something that I actually don't like. And we kind of just made our point when we were talking about the South Alabama deal, but like I think everybody should be in the conference championship. I don't care how many days they got to play it. I don't really care. I think everybody should be in it. I don't care if you cut out the buys. I mean, they give all these buys out. Like you don't have to do that. We can eliminate more teams a day if we don't give the buys out. So, um,
Yeah.
I know it gets kind of weird because you kind of have to have some buys, but I mean, I don't know. I really don't like that they don't get a chance. I feel like if you're in the conference, you should get to play it. But again, these conferences are just too big. But I think it's stupid that y'all don't get a chance to make a run, regardless.
Yeah, I
That's how I
think
feel.
there should be one buy, and then everybody gets to go with, and then you get one buy. And I don't like the whole double buy and all these buys. It's kind of hard to keep up
Yeah.
with as a fan of are they playing on this day? They playing on that day? Then you just got
Well,
to check the schedule. But
and that's all basically because of the size of these conferences. Like you have to have buys because you can't just have the matchup straight down for the right number of games. And I understand that, but I just I feel like you need to have a way everybody has a chance, even if however you want to do it, you got to figure it out some way somehow.
so then we played Cal on Wednesday night. We got beat 76-65, and hey, that's about all I got on Georgia State basketball. Is we're on a hunt for a new coach? Is my hope.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right, now that's where we go. This is kind of where we want to be here. We got Virginia Tech at North Carolina. Halftime was 44-44. Hey, they got it done. 89-82. Carolina, they got it done. So Tar Heels get the win. They're kind of back to getting on a streak there, Casper. So what is your thought on this team so far?
So I don't want to have anything too positive on them because usually when I start talking positive about them, they lose. So I'm not going to say anything too positive. This is what I say. I thought they were going to lose a lot of these games with Wilson being out. I think I predicted them to lose 2 games last week. They pulled them off. They played two close ones. They did not look good against Clemson. They had that game lost. What we haven't got there yet, I guess. But Virginia Tech, I mean, tied at halftime, tough game. Like you're Carolina, you get all these teams who, yeah, they're not that great. You get their best shot. We've been struggling a little bit, not having our whole team out there, not the depth. And they keep making plays. You got some guys that step up and make the plays when it counts, and it's been different guys. That's what I think my point for Carolina is. There's been different guys make the play. Trimble, Bogovac, Besser. There's been multiple guys have stepped up at the right time and made a play when you're missing your star. So I don't know. I really like what I have seen out of them. I did not watch that game because I was at Topgolf, but yeah, I don't know. They're looking
So
pretty
then,
good if you ask me.
yeah, I think they've really got to go. They got it going on their way. So we got Clemson at North Carolina. That was on Tuesday. And it was halftime was 30-27. They're Clemson, but then Carolina was able to kind of dig down
Yeah,
deep there and able to kind of bounce back there in the second half to get the win 67-63.
I was
So
embarrassed to see 27.5 for my Tar Heels. That's a low moment. Low moment.
yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. So Clemson's an okay team. They're pretty good. So
Yeah.
to put it to them like that was kind of good to see. And they're going to be a team to watch next week in the tournament for sure. They're going to pick it up, and kind of we'll see if we can't get another rematch there. Duke Carolina would be kind of cool at some point
Yeah.
there for the tournament. That would be kind of cool to see them play 3 times in 1 year.
It happens. First, I just want to point this out. 18-0 for Carolina at home. That's pretty good for the year. First time it's ever happened. Also, losing to Clemson, I don't know if you're not like a dead Carolina fan, but we 51 times Clemson lost in a row at Chapel Hill. So like getting behind Clemson at Chapel Hill is just not something I ever want to see. So I hated that game for a long time, but glad to see him pull it out.
Um, so now we'll just jump on into what's coming up. So you got the rematch, you got the revenge game, whatever you want to call it. Saturday at 6:30 on ESPN. I bet everybody be tuned in. That is a college basketball fan. I'll be watching for sure. It's gonna be a lot of payback on some minds of for Duke. I would say they were so close, and I picked them a few weeks back when they played, and Carolina won the game. They stormed the court, so that's fresh on some minds. But I just as a fan, I hope it's a good, clean, high scoring basketball game, and that's kind of what I want to see from me.
If Carolina scores 80, they win. Just remember that.
Okay. Um, Saturday, Georgia Tech at Clemson, so that's coming up there at noon on Saturday. So we'll just kind of see how that shakes out for Georgia Tech, and kind of if for Clemson, we'll see how they look there, and then we'll see how they shake out there in the conference championship week coming up for them. And then you got Vanderbilt at Tennessee, 12 o'clock ESPN. That's another game to watch. Vanderbilt's they've been good as of late, I feel like, and Tennessee's up and down. And you just don't know what you're going to get out of them. It's at home. They just beat them a few weeks back. They're at Vanderbilt, and Tennessee's a team that can be good if they want to be good, if they can be well coached and have all their players together. It's just I just kind of see. I'm it's in the picks there for later, so I won't say
Best
much on
matchup of
it.
the weekend.
Okay, so
Best
that's
matchup of the
all
weekend.
right.
I'll make the prediction. I think this is the
Okay,
best game of the weekend,
I like
actually.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it could be yeah, it could be another really good game, good matchup, and it'd be one to watch for sure as a fan. I'll be checking that out at 12 o'clock on the ESPN. Anything else on that, Casper?
Nah, we're good.
All right, college baseball. An, an, see here. So Tech played over the weekend. They scored a lot of runs. They were 17-3 to 30 the first night, and 13-3 and 17-3. So they've been hitting the ball good. So just as a fan of college baseball wise, you want to see these your team win obviously, and then if they can get some high scores, that means it could be a good future for the year. Hopefully, they scored 147 runs over the last 10 games, so they're now 9-1. So I like that for them. Feel pretty good about the program. We're ranked number 2 overall, so I like where we're going there. Georgia State, we got our payback. Tuesday night, we got a 4-1 win. I don't
Needed it.
like getting beat by my little brother. I don't have a little brother, but if I did, I wouldn't want him beating me. So I'm sure you and JP may have those same kind of
Yep.
thoughts on
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Georgia State, Virginia Tech is coming up. So we're going to see what we can do with the opening series there for the conference. Series kicks off this weekend. So I'm feeling good about that. The Hokies, I'm not sure if they know much for baseball. So we'll see how that shakes out. All right, Tennessee Volunteers baseball. We went down to Texas and played in a little tournament there, Casper. First night didn't go well Friday. So this whole new coach, it's really got me thinking of how it's going to go or not go. So Casper's going to give her a thumbs down.
Yeah. Yeah, it ain't looking
so,
too good. I'm just
so
gonna say it.
this was the first some matchups there, Casper. So what's your thoughts on these matchups this weekend? Did you think the team performed like they should have, or kind of what you thought?
I mean, they're okay. You take the one loss or whatever, and I don't know. I mean, it's so early in the season, it doesn't matter. It's if baseball matters late in the year, you got to make your run. You got to obviously have your numbers to get in the tournament, and then you got to do something from there. But I mean, I don't think Vitello would have been losing as much as we lost so far, right? So,
Yeah.
but then again, you never know. The NIL money's out there and all that. It's almost making it to where some guys that would have gone pro are coming to college now. So, um, I don't know. It's interesting. Hate to see him lose that Friday. I was like, really, really, dog. But yeah, little disappointed.
So they would have bounced back there, and they won Saturday and Sunday. So it's good to see a bounce back. And for me, it's just kind of good to see how they're going to play against these top teams that are at least known and not these smaller schools that they like to whip up on during the week. ETSU, they put a whooping on ETSU.
Yeah.
You got to win the small games, and their little brother down the road there in the just close by. So now we got Wright State. Like again, this is just a game. You better sweep them. You better not get beat again like you did against Kent State. These states don't need to come in here and beat.
Yeah, we run this state, not right state. Okay, they're the wrong state this weekend. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we better just take care of that. Get some runs there, and I hope to check my phone and see Tennessee Vols baseball team winning it, and they're gonna win big. Is my hope.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, so here we go. Braves baseball. It's getting close. We're getting there. Just a few more weeks out. The Braves won 4 of their spring training games since last Thursday's show. They had a tie in there. I guess they just tie in spring ball, which is fine. I don't have anything on that really. Just play your 9 innings and be done. So I'm fine with that. Bats seem to be hot. I was checking my phone each game, and they're scoring the runs. So we're going to kind of dig into some of the thoughts for the year. I know you got some already fired up for me. We have lost the DH, Jurickson Profar facing. He is out for 162 games, suspended after testing positive for some drugs of some kind. So
Testosterone, extra testosterone. I looked it up. Yeah,
okay, so
just like yeah, not natural testosterone from his body. So this is his second failed drug test.
okay.
162 game suspension. he didn't really even argue with it. The statement was pretty weak. Like, no, I would never, but I respect MLB's decision. Yeah, okay. I would never, but I did. I got busted again. My comments on this is so he's already been banned once. He's getting another ban here, and the Braves are screwed now. So like his contract goes through next year. So he's gonna sit out for half this year or whatever, and then the whole year, whatever it is, and then like come back next year, and then what are you gonna do? Like you got to sign somebody now. I mean, we're already kind of in a little bit of a mess, anyways. Like we've talked about the injuries and all this, and we got some big contracts coming up in the next 2 years for a couple guys and all this kind of stuff. So I don't, we got to go get somebody now, and it's just like really. So I looked earlier. Somebody said Eli White's probably going to DH, which I don't know. He's gonna have to play some too if that's who we go with, and I don't know. It's been a rough spring training between the surgeries and then the other injuries we already had. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there, but it's not looking too extremely positive for the Atlanta Braves right now. New TV network still can't get any information on that. I just tried to look yesterday. It sucks. I hate how that's going. Um, and probably what's going to happen is I'm going to get irritated and then I'm just not going to watch any. It's probably that's where we're headed. So I hope they get that kind of figured out at some point in time. But I don't know. I think if you fail a second drug test, I think it should cancel your contract, and I think you should just be out of the league. I mean, unless you have some kind of appealable reason as to why it happened, and maybe like if testosterone is straight performance enhancing. If it's something that was on like a ban list, like a medicine, a supplement, maybe not. Like testosterone, like you're trying to make yourself hit the ball harder, bro. Like what are we doing? And I really I think that should be done. Like if you're gonna cheat, go away. If you do it once, fine. Do it twice, get the hell out of here, right?
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was unique how he didn't have any kind of appeal, like you said. Like he did it and he knew it. And I get it. These guys are probably going to try to find an edge. They want to be as strong and as big and as fast as possible. And it's something that I was kind of curious if it was something that's a thing of the no, a thing of the past, kind of sort of. But I guess we're still seeing it. Which it was big back in the day with Bonds and Sosa, and there's a lot of bigger names years
Yeah.
back. And now I guess I feel like I still hear about it. So I was kind of curious on my end if it's something I still hear about, but I guess
Yeah.
I guess we do.
I mean, it just sucks. Whole DH thing. So we lose Ozuna, and then, he was an alcoholic, got a DUI, and then now you got a guy that can't get off cheating. So that it's not great look for the organization
Yeah,
overall as a whole, right? Like I hate that,
yeah.
but
Like
um,
when I
just
saw it, I was like, I saw the Braves. I was like, oh man, what now? Now what are we in the news about? And then sure enough, like
yeah,
that is just a
like
bad look.
we don't cheat. Like I don't want to pull for people that cheat at all, except for
Yeah.
Austin Dillon. But it's just one of those things. Like I don't know. I don't love it. I don't love it at all.
No, I don't love it either. And I feel like if you're gonna cheat, it should be some kind of void contract where it should if you cheat, you're gone, and it should be some kind of in that contract clause. There should be something about that. And
Yeah, I'm not saying don't pay him anything, but if he's making 100, I don't know, I have no idea what his
yeah,
contract is. But if he's making 100 million, then he needs to get 1.62 million, like some
yeah,
extremely small number. I mean, I don't know about you. I could probably live for a while off 1.62 if I got paid that out because I got
oh,
caught
yeah,
cheating. But
yeah,
I don't know. One
yeah.
other thing I was going to point out, and I didn't see the notes here, is there's been some comments on the baseballs that I've seen on the internet, and even my dad was talking about um, the balls aren't carrying in spring training. There's
Oh.
been comments like has MLB f with the balls again? I don't know.
I wonder if they've
Um,
changed them. Huh.
so I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. I
Yeah.
guess he was talking about the Braves radio guys were just like Acuna hit one at like 144 miles an hour, 27-degree launch angle, and didn't get to the wall or something. And it's just like, what are we doing? So, and I guess there's been that in some other games as well. So kind of curious. Maybe they did something to the balls just for the spring training. Maybe they're trying it. I don't know, but interesting
Yeah.
to watch.
Some more baseball news. So we got the World Baseball Classic. So do you think this is an injury prone event? Should we have all these big league players playing in this tournament, Casper? I like it, but do you like it?
Um, as long as nobody gets hurt, I think it's great. If I'm the owner of a baseball team and my player goes down there and gets hurt, I hate it. Same thing like we kind of talked about the Olympics, or maybe we didn't actually get to it, but it. I think it's really cool when you get to play for your country. I
Yeah.
really enjoy that aspect of it. I like watching the games. They're really intense. You got a lot of these guys from South America and their countries. They have a lot of pride for their home countries, and like I think it's really cool to give them that opportunity and for the guys to play for the U.S. too. And it's almost kind of like all stars now, and I like it. It's weird to me that it's right here at the beginning of the season. I guess it's better than being in
Yeah.
the middle of the season, but I don't know. If the Braves have somebody else go down there and get hurt, like they're already in a bad spot, you know?
Yeah.
So, as long as nobody gets hurt, you love it, but if somebody gets hurt, it sucks. It's
Yeah,
what I mean.
I'm with you on that. It's um I love it until my player goes out for the season or something like that because of an injury, but I like it, something to watch on TV. Team USA, hopefully they can
Yeah.
now I feel like like they might not do the best in this because I feel like the good players that are coming, they come to the United States from their homeland. So
Yeah.
I gotta be curious of how that goes. But Jamaica is who we're gonna play. So Brazil. So we're playing Brazil first, and so I'll be curious if those guys from Brazil, or if they're known for baseball or not. We're going to kind of find out on certain teams if that's what they're known for. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to on that.
Yeah. What are they playing pool play and then they put a little bracket together? I think is how it works, right?
Okay, I think so. Something like that.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it'll be cool to watch it. And like what you got, I did see something the other day. Paul Skeens is going to pitch. Like I saw that Bryce
Okay.
Harper's playing. So like it's not a bunch of slacks. Like it's actual guys, So,
And that's what makes it
um,
good, I think,
yeah,
is
yeah,
you get these guys that are stars. And now they're going to play, and
yeah.
it's pretty cool.
As long as nobody gets hurt, it's all fun.
That's right. That's what it all comes back to. All right, we'll move into picks of the weekend. I'll go over yours, Jasper. Alabama at Tennessee. Oh, so this is mine. Alabama at Tennessee. I had Tennessee winning. Pros at the Stars. I had the Stars, so that was correct. Bucks at the Bulls. This was for Dan, and I missed it. Um, so the Bulls got the win there. So yours, Casper, was Virginia over Duke. That was incorrect. Arkansas wins at Florida. That was incorrect. And Tennessee beat South Carolina, which was correct. And then it all came down to the tiebreaker. I had 136 for this Tennessee at South Carolina basketball game. And that gave me the win. So that puts me to now is now 7-7. For those that watch the show, it is now 7-7 tie for the picks. So that will lead us right into this weekend's picks. I will let you go first since I got the win.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stay away from Carolina Duke because I'm not trying to jinx anything. So give me Vandy over Tennessee. Last time I picked Vandy, I think it worked out good for Tennessee. So give me Vandy over Tennessee in Knoxville. Super close game. Like I said, I think it's the best game matchup. And this is just a bonus pick overtime. Yes, in TBA. Second, give me Kentucky over Florida. I believe that's what I saw on the schedule yesterday, and I thought that would happen. So give me Kentucky to get the win over the Gators. Wrap it up. I know that's not supposed to happen, but maybe the Gators just get caught a little bit sleeping, rolling into tournament time. Okay, and they give me Michigan State over Michigan just for fun.
Okay, I like that. Give me North Carolina at Duke. Give me Duke to get the win in that one. Vanderbilt at Tennessee. Give me Tennessee to get the win there. And then I'm gonna do a little spring training ball here for you guys. But Brave versus the Rays. These guys played back a few weeks ago. Give me the Braves to get the win this time.
Yeah, yeah, I like it. Hey, okay, I know we talked about this before the show. We weren't going to do it, but I just got a notification on my phone whenever you were going over your picks. Okay,
Yeah.
the Braves just won their game on a challenged pitch.
Oh goodness.
It was called a ball. They challenged it, made it a strike, walk off challenge
Oh.
win for the Braves today over the Blue Jays. Like it's so dumb. We'll talk about it more later in the year, but this pitch stuff, Guys, we need to start living in a world where we can accept that people make mistakes and then they can own them after and we can move on and everything's okay. I don't like this all these challenges and instant replays in sports. It sucks. But like I said, we'll talk about that more later. But I just want to let you know that that's why it came across. That's what I was staring at. But yeah, the Braves get the win over the Blue Jays.
And if we tie in this, so the tiebreaker will be Tar Heels versus Duke. I've got 152, and Casper has 158 for this weekend's tiebreaker.
Yeah, I should be good on that one if we need it.
Okay.
I believe.
All right. Anything else yet for the show, Casper?
No, that's it. Sorry about my little MLB rant there.
No, that's all right. I don't really have a one last thought. Do you, Casper?
Nah.
No, I don't need it. Okay. Next show will probably be on Thursday, coming up next Thursday night. So come back and tune in, as Casper and I will be back for another show on Thursday night. That being said, I'm going to close it down. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you would on YouTube. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts. You can follow us on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram. Check us out. Give us a follow. Thanks for coming on, Casper.
Oh yeah, beat the Dookies, Tar Heels.
If you got any fan mail, you can put it in the comments below. They're on the YouTube or Spotify. And that being said, I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to say see you in the next one.
Later.